Hello and good morning. Welcome to a Famicoffee stream. I don't know if anyone is out there, but I am going to play some Etrian Odyssey Untold. Hopefully sound is okay. This time I checked and my lav mic is picking up audio, not the built-in mic, so hopefully the fan won't deafen everyone once my computer starts to overheat from streaming at 1080p, and we should be good to go. So let's see, when last I left off with Etrian Odyssey Untold a couple of days ago, I was deep into the second floor of the dungeon and basically came to the realization that I had no way out of the dungeon. I didn't have an Ariadne thread, my spellcaster, didn't have quite enough magic to cast the exit spell, and it looked really dark and terrible. And fortunately, 2 steps from where I left off, I ran into a soldier who was stationed in the dungeon, and he refilled all my health and tech points, so I was able to forge deeper into the dungeon, create a shortcut back to the exit, and get out and save. So now I am on floor 3, and as you saw, floor 3 is notable because there is a very big thing, and it wants to kill me. It's like a giant praying mantis, but much meaner than most praying mantises. Actually, yesterday I was reading an article about how praying mantises will kill hummingbirds and eat them. So basically my party is a hummingbird. So the thing about this floor is, like I said, there's that guy and that thing, and it stalks you. It is called a stalker. And you have to find a way through the dungeon floor without getting caught by it, because it's extremely powerful. Look at that. Look at that thing. It's very bad. So basically, the advantage you have here is that it only takes 1 step for every 2 steps you take. So there's a little bit of a turn-based element to the dungeon navigation. Kind of like in a roguelike game, except there's nothing random about this. You just have to kind of figure out the best way through without dying. So anyway, yeah, we'll see if I can do that. It's first thing in the morning here. I mean, I've been doing some audio editing for work for the past hour, but I'm not really fully awake yet. Mostly my morning time is spent, writing, doing things that don't involve talking or making critical decisions about video games. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes. But the thing is, you can reset this guy's position by going back up the stairs, which is occasionally very helpful. But the trick to getting through this is to basically find alcoves where you can duck and evade him. As you can see, he's closing in on me. You can look at the bottom map, and you can see that triangle coming after me. And if I just stand here, he's going to eviscerate me. But I'm not going to just stand there. Okay, so anyway, I didn't do the proper introductions. I'm Jeremy Parrish, blah, 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 you knew that. This is Etrian Odyssey Untold, a dungeon crawler for Nintendo 3DS. It is a remake of a game for Nintendo DS. This has lots of improved graphics and quality of life enhancements. There's also a separate story mode. I'm not playing the story mode, I'm playing the original dungeon mode, which is, it does have a story, but it's very minimalistic. You basically run into people every once in a while you're traveling through the dungeon, and stuff happens. Alright, so this room, I can duck in here, and that will bring me safely away from the stalker. The one good thing about this room is that if you look at the bottom right of the upper screen on the 3DS, you'll see this pulsing circle. That shows your the proximity of enemies, random encounters. Right now it's pulsing green and blue, which means there's nothing nearby. There are no other enemies in this room, presumably because the stalker kills them, like it wants to do to me. And so that's the one kind of benefit here. But once I leave the room, then I will... oh, no, there's another room full of stalkers. Oh boy. Yeah, so that's kind of bad. Alright, so as I was saying, I'm going to die horribly, but at least it won't be from random battles. So basically I just need to kite them along and get over here, and I should be okay. It should be a clean shot to the exit over there, way far at the end. Oh no, they're keeping pace with me. That's really great. I like that. Love that. So the big gimmick in Etrian Odyssey is that it is a return to form for the dungeon RPG. That was kind of Atlas's roots. You know, back in the NES days, they did a lot of contract work. I've covered some of their contract work, like what was it, Karate Kid, I think, and that other Gotcha for NES. They were doing work for LJN. But then they kind of hit it big with Megami Tensei, which they published for Namco. That was a dungeon RPG based on a light novel. It was about an antisocial, if you want to say incel, computer hacker who basically makes a pact with demons through his computer. And the girl he's obsessed with is actually the resurrection of a goddess. It's a very strange story, but it became a huge hit for Atlas and kind of set their future. Oh dear, those are very strong. Alright, so watch out for mandrakes in the future. Anyway, the Shin Megami Tensei series obviously got away from dungeon RPGs, starting with Persona 2, and then Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne was also not a dungeon RPG. And so, you know, by 2007, when the first Etrian Odyssey appeared, this was kind of, you know, old school for Atlas. They were going back to their roots, like I said. So, part of going back to their roots meant... Can I get over to that door? I really don't think I can. Okay. So, I could be in some really big trouble here. Let's leave, shall we? All right. Good deal. Because this is an old school dungeon RPG, a big part of this game experience is mapping out... Whoa, this is bad. This is not good at all. Mapping out the dungeons manually. Oh good, now it's nighttime to add a little extra fear to my stalker experience. So the game has virtual graph paper built in to the bottom screen of the 3DS, the touch screen. Oh, I misdrew the wall there. Very embarrassing. So I'm hoping there is another door down here that I cannot see, but it doesn't look like it, so I don't actually know where I'm supposed to go. But yes, I'm making maps as I explore, and really hoping that I don't die at the hands of a large, angry insect. Huh. So I guess I do need to get past the group of stalkers that were up there. So I gotta go back and try it all over again. Look at those guys just keeping pace with me. So I guess it's not that they take 1 step for every 2 steps you take, it's that they take 3 steps for every 4 you take. So that makes things a little more dangerous and stressful. And really this game is all about, oh, I didn't think there were bad guys in here. At least they are all kind of weak bad guys. That is a mercy. On the plus side, I have unlocked my healer's salve skill, which is a group healing power. It's very expensive at the moment, given his relative magic power, but it is good when facing a large group and having not healed up in advance. Wow, David Baptiste says, your EO enthusiasm inspired me to go back to EO3 and finally beat the true final boss this morning, so you are having a more productive morning than I am. Congratulations. I've never actually finished Etrian Odyssey 3. I've beaten, or almost beaten, just about every other game in the series, but EO3, for some reason, I never got past the second floor, or the second stratum. I don't know why. It was just a shameful thing that I did, or rather did not do. Alright, big guy, let me past. I just want to leave. Alright, so that's not going so well. So it looks like to get past this guy, I need to scurry up here. Oh, this is not good. I do not need this. Okay, let's fight efficiently. Let's see. Attack there. And finally, Volt Formula. Charlie Wesley says, are those guys FOEs or normal enemies? They're definitely FOEs. If you can see them on the dungeon map while you're exploring, they are FOEs. And FOEs are basically bosses, except not quite. They're like, I don't know. They range in power. They can be basically super strong enemies, or they can be bosses. But the thing is, they are the only enemies who you see on the dungeon map below. You can see the red arrow following me as I move around. And they all have different behaviors, and you kind of have to track what they're doing in order to get past them. And at some point in the game, you're always able to go back and fight FOEs, but essentially they are enemies that are out of your current depth when you first encounter them. So you really want to avoid running into them if you possibly can. So on this floor we have at least 3 FOEs. You can see them moving around in the maze. Those are large deer. And at this point my party is like level 6 or 7, so I might be able to take them on and possibly survive, but it would be very painful. I'd probably lose some characters. There's no permadeath, but still, you know, they wouldn't get experience. I'd probably burn through a lot of healing items, so it's just not worth it. So, you know, basically you want to avoid. Also, the purple dots are, those are technically, I guess, FOEs. They are these stone boars that wake up at night. And basically, if you cross their line of sight, they will make a beeline for you. Let me just make sure that my game audio is coming through. Yeah, okay, it looks like it still is. The Chrononaut 1 says, what does FOE stand for? Well, that's a great question. I will let someone Google that for you and look it up. Because in the Japanese version, it just stands for Field on Enemy. But when it was localized into English, the localization editor said, that's not impressive. So they made it much more impressive. Alright, so that monkey guy hits pretty hard, and he can hit multiple characters at once, so I'm using my shield maiden here, Alicia the Protector, to protect the front row, because that's what he usually goes for. And Yuki, my axe-necked, is going to smack him in the head with the boomerang. My medic is just going to stand around looking sexy. I guess he'll do some chip damage here. And my survivalist, who uses a bow, is going to take down those venom flies, because that is what she's good at. I'm going to boost her attack so that I can take out the venom fly in one shot, so it cannot poison my team. And I think I can never remember what the mages are called. Anyway, alchemist, I guess. She's going to burn it with fire. Okay, Paul Oka 1981 says, Formido opugnatura exquisens. So, there you go. Actually, FOE means something different in every single Etrian Odyssey game. They mix it up. Just for fun. Alright, hopefully I can take this guy out before he hits me. Yeah, there we go. Good job. Alright, people are starting to trickle in. Hello, thanks for joining this Famicoffee stream. I'm still Jeremy Parrish. Drinking coffee, playing Etrian Odyssey 3, or 2. No, Etrian Odyssey Untold. Yes, that's the one. The 3DS remake of Etrian Odyssey for DS. I am not playing the story mode, I am playing the Good old-fashioned dungeon mode, where things want to kill me. The story mode I like because it has extra dungeons and stuff. Oh wow, my loadout is too loaded. I've had a very successful journey here into the dungeon. Anyway, but what I don't like as much about... Oh, it's all these grimoires. What I don't like as much about the story mode of Untold is that you're stuck using the pre-made characters. They all have set classes and everything, and that's not as fun. I like to roll my own. Alright, so with my inventory full, I think I'm going to run over here and see what's down in this corner and then warp out. Reluctance Hero says, were you able to sort out your AC, Jeremy? Yeah. So it's an issue that is being handled. But yeah, I had to cancel my stream yesterday because my air conditioning died overnight, and the high yesterday was like 92, and it's not a good time to have air conditioning not working correctly. So fortunately, it's being handled. We have a temporary workaround, and they're ordering some parts to make it a permanent fix. So yes, I'm not dripping sweat all over my 3DS. There's no salt remaining. Skills, yeah, let's shoot him in the face, and we'll zap the... No, actually, that guy's not very dangerous, so I'll burn him. Chrononaut 1 says, this isn't the normal gameplay. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but this is straight up like the standard approach to Etrian Odyssey. Like this is the basic mode. Then the story mode is, you know, the same dungeon, but there's a lot more dialogue, and there are preset characters who all have stories. One of them is from Canada, even though this takes place like far, far in the future. I don't know why. And yeah, like a lot of the things that they added for the story mode, such as being able to muster your team in a mansion, those come through here as well. Let's see, what is in here? What kind of crap in here? Do I really need all these fire talismans? Where do they come from? Alright, I don't need bug scale. I don't need bug scale. And that was worth a penny. Hooray! Okay, let's see. It's nighttime, so these guys, yeah, they're awake. See, the arrow on the bottom screen just turned red. And next turn I take, that guy is going to dash straight ahead, potentially plowing into me if I'm not careful. So, I will sidestep him, strafing like in Doom. It's what's for dinner. That guy is awake now. There's a lot happening here. And all that is over there is just a treasure chest. Well, I say just, but hey, who doesn't like treasure? Alright, so I'm going to add a treasure chest to the map. And let's see what's inside. Oh, I cannot hold anymore. Very sad. Alright. So let's ditch some kind of garbage that I don't need. What seems useless? Alright, let's just get rid of a bug scale. Okay. Now we'll open the treasure chest, and it is nectar. You'd think I would get that in a flower, but no. It's in a treasure chest. Okay, so... Whoa! This is really bad. Okay. I almost got caught in crossfire. Whoa, yikes. Okay, wow. So, you know, maybe I'm not going to go explore that little corner down at the bottom. I don't know what's over here, but I also know that it's probably not worth dying to find out. So I think this is the part... Whoops. where I leave the options, I'm not sure how that happened, and warp the hell out of this dungeon. And this is the part where I save. Oh, and look, I've completed a task. So apparently he grinds up monster teeth to grow his food for people. That seems kind of weird. Okay, so let's go back to the pub, see what's up. Sassy Bar Mom is proud of me. Oops, but I probably have too many items right now. No, I guess I handed over those small things. It's all good. Alright, so let's see. Holy water, amber lump, and kill a deer. Okay, can't do any of those right now, so let's take a couple more quests. Oh, I think I have tiny petals right now, so I can solve this request immediately. Reluctant Hero says, Jeremy, I remember you saying on 1UP that the DSi XL was your favorite DS model to play on. Is that still the case? What about for 3DS? Any model you prefer the most? Yeah, I mean, for playing DS games, the 3DS or the DSi XL is fantastic. But for playing 3DS games, I'm using right now a 2DS XL, and that is my favorite of the systems. It doesn't have the 3D screens, but I kind of don't care. It has a good solid feel, it's very comfortable, so yeah, those are my go-tos. If I had a video modded DSi XL, I would play DS games on that, but I don't, so that is okay. And look, immediate problem solved. I can ask Sassy Bar Mom to hook me up with her niece, but I feel like she's gonna respond poorly to that. Jeez, some real condescension there as the dialogue options. Alright, level 8. That's fantastic. Alright, my team is beefing up. Motherfucker says, I remember actually completing every single one of the quests back in the day. Man, I don't think I ever did that. When I beat the original Etrian Odyssey, I still had like 3 quests that I hadn't finished. They just hung there in my list forever. Alright, so I can take on some other quests. I can do 5 at a time. So let's see what I need from this one before. Oh, this guy wants me to talk about stuff. And finally, it looks like this one is about killing things, which I like to do. Okay, northeast side of B2F. Whoops, that was not the conversation I wanted to have. There we go. So I need to talk to this guy, get his quest request. Okay, so I need to bring up my B2F map. And I'm pretty sure... Why can I not activate that map? Oh, I was on that map. Okay. Alright, so this guy wants me to tell him where on the second floor map he can gather resources by taking as opposed to chopping or mining, and I have found one of those spots. So I just need to talk to that dude again. Wow, man, I just talked to you like 10 seconds ago, dude. So, whoops, I point to the location, and he will give me rewards. Jimmy Smith says, which console is this on? This is 3DS. Or 2DS, if you prefer. Alright, so I am solving quests just by standing around looking pretty in a bar. That's what I've got the medic for. He's there to provide sex appeal, be the team mascot. Okay, good deal. So I think I've done all I can do in town so far. Oh wait, no, I need to sell stuff. Yeah, that's right. So let's go to Shelika's Goods and sell stuff for her. Oh, apparently she has a quest for me. Have I found an amber lump? I know I have taken, but I don't think there was one in there. Nope. Alright. So I'm going to sell a bunch of crap and buy a bunch of crap. It's going to be great. It's just a two-way crap fest. Actually, you know what? I probably don't need all those lenses, but instead of selling them, I will put them in storage. So let's see, this is a firearm. I don't have anyone who can use firearms, so that's completely useless. Do I have any good axes I can buy? I do not. Is this a three-point attack and a small agility boost? Is that really worth it? Sure, why? I don't know. What do you think? Yeah, let's go for it. Alright, he probably does not have anything available yet. Oh, but I can get some monkey bones and get him a bone mace. That looks quite useful. Look at that boost he gets. Alright, let's go find some hardwood and some monkey bones. She's maxed out, and she could also use a bone mace. Wow, I have objectives now. So yeah, a big part of this game is just, you know, doing the thing where you go to the shop and buy armor, kit out your team. But there is the resource element where you have to find drops and resources and so forth in the dungeon and buy them and sell them, and then, you know, use those to forge equipment and also give you cash. So I'm going to boost her from the basic armor to bone armor because she's supposed to be the tank, and she's not doing a good job of tanking if she's wearing basically like a tweed jacket. And she could probably use a little more defense too. So that is that. Who was wearing a jerkin? I might be able to use that for someone else. Okay. So let's check on the equipment for the team. Can she use the dismemberer? Okay, so this is a special weapon that is very weak physically, but has a high likelihood to bind enemy legs, which would be really good when I'm going up against the FOEs on the second floor, the deer, because they have an attack where they trample your party, and it's very, very debilitating and turns your team crazy. So, you know, causes confusion. So binding their legs will prevent that from happening. So using this weapon would be very good in that situation, so I will not sell it off. Let's see, can I give him, I cannot change his armor, but I think I can change hers, yeah. So she can boost her defense with the jerkin, which makes her a little slower, but a little stronger. And you get nothing. All right, so I think that about wraps it up, so I can rest up and save the game. Mongol Lord says, Jeremy, how intense is your dread for the future of the EO series in a world without dual screens? You know, I am okay if this, we never see any more Etrian Odysseys. I really love the series, but I would rather not see the series kind of crammed into platforms where it doesn't really work. And I feel like if you take away the mapping, you really lose something essential. So, I don't know, I kind of feel like Etrian Odyssey Nexus was kind of the definitive statement for Etrian Odyssey, sort of like the all-star jam finale. And I still haven't even played it, so I need to catch up. All right, one new thing in this version of the game over the original DS game is that you have a mansion where there's a Moe chick who's like, hey, let me give you special powers and feed you tea. And I guess, that's good. But there's a system called Grimoire, which I'm not really a huge fan of. It's kind of messy and confusing. They made it a lot better in the later games, but you can equip new powers and so forth with your grimoires that you collect, and then you can synthesize them to make them stronger. And I'm not going to do all of that while I'm on the stream because it's kind of tedious and boring. But I can give my party different abilities that they wouldn't normally have. So, for instance, here's Poison Dust, which I think lightly poisons enemies, which that can be handy. So let's give her that. And here is a power that gives me extra defense, which seems good. This is a very confusing interface. Okay, so she has Raging Edge and defense up. She has Fire Formula, which was not what I wanted to give her. Poison Dust. That's what I want you to have. Okay. What is happening here? Okay. Okay, Poison Dust, Raging Edge, there we go. So let's give Sex Appeal back there, something useful. Fire Formula, no. No. Let's give him some defense up. And she's got Resuscitate, why not? Why the heck not? And then finally, she's got Take equipped, so that's good. Alright, so I'm going to get some tasty tea. And this will cause my party to regenerate a small amount of HP at the end of each turn of battle. It's not enough to save my bacon, but it's a really great boost for, when you're exploring and you take a little bit of damage from enemies. This keeps my party from having to heal up constantly and use resources, which, dungeon exploration is all about resource management. So this will be a big help. And finally, I can store some items. Let's see. Don't think I need all of these. Definitely don't need all of these. Could probably get by without that for now. Okay, so that way I don't have to sell those things off. I can use them later if I need them. And I think that's it. Let's go back down into the dungeon. Vex 4JFS says, if you're wondering what EO would look like without mapping, look at Labyrinth of Refrain. Is that the one where it's like everything in the game is like a busty half-naked girl? And I feel like there was one that NIS published a couple of years ago that I started to play, and it was just like constant like preteen girls making sex jokes and lots of busty monster woman enemies, and I said, yeah, I don't think this is for me. There's definitely some boobalicious art in the Etrian Odyssey series, but most of it is, like party character portraits. Those are optional, and you don't have to do those. So I appreciate the option not to turn my party into a sleaze machine. All right, into the dungeon. Okay, so that was Labyrinth of Refrain I was thinking of. Yeah, I never really got far enough into that to know if the gameplay was any good, because it was just kind of off-putting. But that's because I'm an old prude. Oh, I got some hardwood. That's good. That is something I need. I'm actually going to do a little resource manage or gathering before I dive further into the dungeon. There is another chop point over on the other side of the map. Not the other side of the map, but kind of around the edges. Need that precious hardwood so I can make bone maces. Everybody loves a bone mace. So I think I mentioned this on the previous stream, but one of the fun things about Etrian Odyssey is not just that you are doing all this mapping, but the game kind of gives you total latitude to map the way you want. You're given a whole bunch of icons here, and you can use those as you see fit. I mean, they all have kind of functions, like this thing here that I'm tapping is, it looks like a switch. This is some sort of signpost, but really there's not a lot of explanation for what these things are supposed to be. There's fire, there's like is that a flower? Is it a porcupine? I don't know. So you basically are given the opportunity to kind of come up with your own icon system, one that works for you, and it won't necessarily be the same as what other people do. So there is this kind of element of personalization and customization to the game that I think really, I don't know, it really adds something to Etrian Odyssey. It makes it, it's more about your experience mapping through the dungeons, and it adds a lot of, I don't know, even though this is a game about character customization, which, by the way, I forgot to do after I leveled up, even though it does have that element of character customization, a game where you're just generic characters traveling through endless dungeons can be really boring and can be hard to kind of connect with. So the option, the freedom to kind of say, this is my map, this is the way I see it, I think really, I think it creates more of a connection than this game, personal connection than the game would necessarily have otherwise. Anyway, I forgot to upgrade my skills after my last level up. So let's see. Aegis, yeah, that seems good, just in case she dies against a foe. So there's a lot of special skills, advanced skills that can only be unlocked by unlocking a bunch of prerequisites. So, for example, to get the chaser skills, which are very, very helpful in boss battles, because they basically give you free damage when you start casting elements. To unlock those, you first have to level up to 5 in the Sword Tornado skill and 5 in the Axe Stunning Smash skill. And to get to those, you have to level up Axe Mastery and Sword Mastery to, looks like 5 and 3 respectively. So that's sinking a lot of skill points into things. You get 1 skill point every time you level up. And I'm not even focusing on Sword Mastery right now because I want to level up her axe attacks, because that's what she's equipped with right now. So, yeah, you have to kind of make some choices. You can be a generalist, but it's not necessarily a great idea. But then, if you want to unlock certain skills, you have to make hard choices. You know, you may not want to use sword attacks very often or axe attacks. You may want to specialize, but if you want to get these high-level skills, you need to generalize a little bit, and that means you won't be able to put as much, as many skill points into things like, you know, the stat boosts or some of the more advanced skills down here in the tree. And you definitely don't want to waste mining and gathering resources. You don't want to waste points on those for a character like this. Anyway, I'm going to boost her Axe Mastery to 5 and unlock a new axe attack. So at this point, I can see if I want to upgrade these, if I want to start sinking skill points into Sword Mastery. I do have I have an alchemist who uses elemental attacks, so if I give her Fire Chaser, Ice Chaser, Volt Chaser, then she's going to be a great companion for my alchemist, basically doing her attacks and then getting a free action after the alchemist casts an elemental attack. But that's for later. That's not something I can do right now. Okay, so I've definitely been focusing on healing with my medic, but there are some things down here that I can focus on that actually debuff enemies. And since I don't have a hexer, that might be, or I don't have a hexer right now, that might be a good thing to invest in. So let's see what happens if I give him more hit points. Do I get free? Oh, sometimes when you unlock a sub-skill, you know, a skill with prerequisites, you get a free point in that skill, but that is not the case here. Like, I think with the Axe Mastery, yeah, I got a free point in Stunning Smash, but I did not get free points in Anesthetic, Toxic Injection, or Curar. So you never really know like when the game's going to give you a little boost, a little freebie, and when it's going to say no, deal with it on your own. Boombox 2727 says Sleaze Machine is Jeremy's new prog band. Sure, why not? We'll all dress in like our Sunday best. We'll sing very respectful songs. It'll be an ironic name. All right. So with my survivalist, I've sunk points into agility and a little bit into bow mastery, but mostly I've been, you know, kind of focusing on generalizing her as a resource gatherer. But I don't want to sink too many skill points into that for her. A popular strategy for Etrian Odyssey is to create a team that just consists of survivalists who specialize in resource gathering and venturing into the dungeon and just hitting the most easily accessed gathering point you can and farming. But that's very boring for a stream, so I'm not going to do that. Alright, so Owl Eye lets me see all the FOEs on a floor, which I guess would be really handy on that third floor. That lowers encounter rates, and this keeps enemies from being as likely to get surprise attacks on me. So that is why she's called a survivalist, because she helps me survive. But I think it might be good for me to start sinking some skill resources into these character buffs and combat, supplemental skills. So let's see, there's hasten, there's evasion, and better accuracy. And then those will unlock chain dance, which basically turns her into a target but raises her evade rate, so enemies will focus on her and miss, wasting their attacks. And then, even better, once you unlock that, you can unlock endorphins, which means that if you manage to draw enemy aggro and then evade them, you will get back skill points, or tech points. So let's see, let's go with hasten, in case my medic needs a boost to his speed, because someone's ailing. Alright, formula. Alright, some of the alchemist skills kind of double over with the survivalist skills, so I don't need to necessarily focus on that, although this one right here, focus, can be really handy since the alchemist doesn't always take fire since she's at the back of the party. It means she can cast magic, and if she avoids taking damage, she'll get back spell points. But maybe for now, I will focus on... Let's see, is that a group attack? I can't tell. Okay, that's the group attack. So I'm going to focus on unlocking group attacks now. I don't think I'll have them in time for the first boss, but having them is good. Anyway, so that was Jeremy walking you through the very important question of how to build a team. And I do not pretend to be an expert, so there are probably people in the comments who could do a better job of it than me. But they're not broadcasting and I am, so that's what you're stuck with. Anyway, I'm going to venture down back to the 3rd floor and see if I can make some progress. There's about 15 minutes left in the stream because I have to get back to work. That's my job. So we'll see what I can do in that amount of time. If you were just tuning in, it seems like a few more people keep trickling in slowly. Hi, I'm Jeremy Parrish, playing Etrian Odyssey Untold on 3DS, and doing my best not to make terrible mistakes. I'm slowly waking up this morning, becoming more cogent and coherent, so that's good. I feel like I should go back over here and try to get an amber lump, but I don't know. Maybe I should try to take on an FOE, just to see what'll happen. My team is now at level 8, so I might be able to survive a rage lope. Let me deal with these guys first. This guy, just one guy, come on guy. Neil Parker said, "Thank you, Jeremy, for walking us through the very important process of building a team. Yes, it's very exciting to walk through skill trees. Love that." Oh, this looks like an opportunity to build my boost meter, which is good. I'll need that against the Rage Lope. And I can probably just finish him off with auto attack. Yep, okay, great. So, before I face the Rage Lope, I'm going to equip my tank with the Dismemberer and hope that I can land some binds on the Rage Lope's legs and disable it in combat. I'm going to give myself a little bit of backup space in case I need to run like hell from this battle. This could go very badly, but we'll see. I haven't really accomplished much yet, so let's fight some large FOEs. You guys can hear this music, right? I'm hoping that the game audio is coming through over my voice because it is a Yuzo Koshiro soundtrack, and it is so good. Alright, so first of all, I'm going to fortify Elysia. Oops. I'm going to boost Yuki, and let's see. Let's try to do a stunning smash and see if I can get myself a free turn. You are going to defend yourself, sir, because you are otherwise kind of useless right now. Boost. Let's land some powerful shots right away. Actually, let's not boost, and let's hasten my tank. Then you are going to boost and blast some fire. Alright. Okay, so you just saw the Rage Lope attempted to use something called, I think, Stunning Step. And if it hits me with that, then my character becomes confused, and that's very bad. So I'm going to boost Elysia and attack with the Dismemberer. Hopefully the boost will help the bind to stick on the Rage Lope's legs, and that will kind of take it out of the action for a few turns. Fingers crossed, you never know. Well, Stunning Smash kind of burns through my tech points, so let's not do that. Let's just go with the boomerang axe, especially because stunning smashes affect the stun. Is so hard to get to stick on a boss or an FOE. You just keep defending, sir. Okay, now I will use a power shot and burn it with fire. Okay, and my hastened defender is now confused, so chances are pretty good she's going to hit one of my own party for a lot of damage. Unfortunately, I think... Nope, recover will not take away that confusion. So this may be a horrible mistake, and we're all going to die. Thanks for watching, everyone. Alright, fortunately he has refresh and can hopefully clear away her confusion. Hopefully that will not miss. And everyone else is just going to keep sinking damage into the bad guy and hoping... Whew, okay, I managed to get off the refresh before things got really bad. Alright, let's try another attempt for a bind. Because I think once the FOE drops below 50% health, it starts going really, really wild and will try to stun my entire party or confuse my entire party, so I don't really want that to happen. Let's cure Alicia. Okay, it missed its attempt to confuse again, which is good. But I'm still not getting the bind to stick, and that's very frustrating. It's like the random number generator is stacked against me. So at this point in the game, my tactics are kind of limited. Whoa, that seems bad. Ah, okay, alright, I got the bind to stick. So the Ragelope's legs are now sealed, which means it can't use Baffling Step on me. It can only use standard attacks, but chances are pretty good it's going to attempt to use a bound attack on me when in its first go, which means it will waste a turn, which means I can probably win this battle. Provided he can get that cure in time and keep my tank from dying. And I'm going to hasten him so that he gets a little bit of a speed boost and can get off his healing spell before the monster goes. Alright, good times. So I think I've got this one in the bag. Things can always go horribly wrong, you never know. But it looks like this will not be a horrible mistake. And all the kids back at home will tell the world of my skills, taking down a deer that was really just living its own best life, invading its territory, killing it for no reason except that it was there. It sounds less heroic when I say it that way. Okay, I won. So that is an FOE battle, and it didn't go pear-shaped like FOE battles so often do. But will I find an amber lump? It seems like I will not. Well, that was not actually worth it. Alright, so looking back at the stream comments, Thomas Scontress says, or Theodore Scontress says, binds are actually, oh no, Charlie Wesley says, game audio is a little quiet, but it's there. Fortunately, I've got the audio maxed out on the game. Like the volume slider is set all the way up to max, and I have the game sound actually going directly from the headphone jack to my capture device, but I'll bump it up a little in the software, because you gotta hear this great music by Yuzo Koshiro. It's so good. Alright, so onward and back to the third floor, although at this point, kind of running low on some resources. Yeah, most of my characters' tech points are really not looking so great. But we will press on anyway. See if I can find a few more random drops of things. Maybe some monkey bones? Everyone loves monkey bones. Give me that monkey bone. No monkey bone for me in this case. Very unfortunate. Need a few more of those and a few more hardwoods. So during the day, these guys are just passive, so you don't have to worry about dealing with them, which is nice. Lars Castine says, does Jeremy find these games as stressful as I do? I don't know. How stressful do you find the game? BT says, is screen tearing normal? No, I think that's just lag on the stream. For whatever reason, it's not letting me stream at 60 frames per second, only 30. So you are getting some lag. On my end, on the capture software, it actually looks great. But I do see that turning in the dungeon is causing some screen tearing. Sorry about that. Nothing I can do about it. So here's an opportunity to use... Well, actually, I might not be able to. Okay, Rose's Owl Eye skill. So that should... Oh, I thought that would show me all the FOEs in the field, but it actually does not. Oh, there we go. Okay. So yeah, I've extended my range on my ability to see FOEs, so you can kind of get a sense of just what I'm up against in this dungeon. Very cool. Love that. That was not the right step to take. Oh, I think I may have bungled this one. Alright, let's reset those guys. This is like a little puzzle room. Now the challenge is to get past the FOEs in this space, which are not showing up for some reason on the map. It's very weird. So I think the next step, God, I hope I'm right, I think they're going to freeze in place and I can walk past them. Yes, okay. So, in answer to that question from earlier, yes, that was actually very stressful. So there is a treasure chest back here to tempt me. And actually, you know what? Since I'm about to warp out and call it a day... No, actually, I think getting a treasure chest counts as a turn. So, good night, everyone. That's me warping the hell out of the dungeon. Okay. Alright, well, thanks for watching this Etrian Odyssey Untold stream. It is now time for me to get back to work and do my day job again. So I will call it a day, but now that I have got 3DS up and working, I will definitely play more 3DS games on stream. Because there's so many of them, and so many of them are good. I can also play DS games, and there's so many of those. Good gosh. Just imagine the possibilities. So look forward to more of those, and I'll be back again hopefully next Tuesday night with another Nintendo, and we'll just keep the momentum going. Hooray! Thanks again for watching, and I would say good night, but that would be wrong unless you are in, you know, a time zone on the other side of the world. I don't know. It's early. I don't know what I'm saying. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you.